Trying something new. I'm trying just to try a whole new weed eater head attachment. As much as I didn't want to, I'm gonna test this weed eater head out, see how it works. The one that I got, picked it up from Lowe's. It's called the Aero-Flex Universal Trimmer Upgrade. It actually looks pretty wild, something like that. But first thing to do, I gotta get the old head off of this one. So I got that vice grips on there. I'm gonna grab this other top of the nut here, see if I can pull this head off right here. Nope, it's going this way. Alright, so that should be loose. Yep, spin that right off where just the bolt's hanging out there. Now I'm actually gonna read the next part of the instructions to figure out what I'm supposed to do here. Alright, I read some more of the instructions. Didn't make any sense to me, but what threw me for a loop is the threads on the end of this are left-handed threads. So when I kept trying to screw on the attachments, obviously the connectors weren't working, but I finally figured out they're left-handed threads. So now I've got to attach this piece to the head here. Alright, so this little thing is super confusing. I think I finally got it figured out. They give you all these adapters to try to fit your specific weed eater. Mine's just a cheapo weed eater brand. So going through all of these, the black ones are supposed to be, if it's backwards threaded, left-hand threaded. In other words, you loosen it, turning it to the right, so backwards than what you typically do. So once I figured out that it was left-hand threaded, I started going through the black adapters, and I just assumed that it was supposed to use these long ones just because I thought it would hold better, but come to find out the only one that works with mine is this little thin nut here. So what I'm going to do to try to get this connected here is I've got to stick that little skinny nut inside of this. You can see the hexagon area where it'll seat down in there. I'm gonna drop it down in there. That's upside down. This is a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. If I could get that to drop down in there, then you got to take the head here and then remember to spin it left to tighten it. Not righty-tighty, but lefty-tighty in this case. What I don't like about this is I cannot get a wrench up in there to tighten it. And the instructions actually say to tighten it to 40 to 60 foot-pounds. Well, there's no way that I can measure that if I can't get a wrench on it. So I'm going to put this wrench on it, crank that sucker down as tight as I can with my hands. Okay, so it's pretty tight. Pretty tight there. I don't know how I feel about running this weed eater wide open with just that little skinny nut there, hand tightened. I already got in trouble last time. I don't know if you watched the speaker wire video, but look at this. I didn't realize it, but my wife did. Check that out. The speaker wire video we shot. a portion of the speaker wire flew off and put a hole in my house. So, not good, not good. Now I've got another project to do, so stay tuned for a video on how to change out vinyl siding. But back to the new weed eater head. So, now I already preloaded these strings, or whatever you want to call them, onto the wrong head. So I'm gonna have to take these off here. Pop, pop. And then I'm going to feed them onto this one, which this is pretty simple actually. It's impossible to do this the wrong way they have it set up, so that's always a good thing. There's only one way to put these in. My wife will be extremely happy if I get some weed eating done, because it's been about a month since I had anything that was able to do the weed eating here. Shoestrings didn't work. Speaker wire didn't work, and I believe the last part here is just to put the cap on, which, here's the cap. I haven't tried it yet, so alright, so there you have it. Took the old head there from the first video, if you remember, where you fed the wire in through the holes there and it came out the sides. Converted it to this, hopefully, uber mega super weed eater. But we're gonna set it up here, see how it does. Can't forget my eye protection. Really hoping this one works. I probably shouldn't be testing things next to the siding anymore, so let's see. See if I can get this thing to even run. Here we go. Got it running. I'm going to move this away from the house so we don't put any more holes in the house. This new weed eater head works great. Didn't put any more holes in my siding. Check. It's able to edge all of this very quickly. Didn't have to change the string out once. Worked great. All I can say, get the grass off the lens here. Oh, all I can say is, never in my life have I ever had a weed eater work so well for me. Let's look at the attachment head here. What it looks like now. Doesn't seem to have taken much wear, and look at this. Edging my driveway here. You've seen the other videos, you know all of this would have taken me probably half an hour and 30 or 40 pieces of string, but I'm loving this new attachment. Probably going to use it here for a while. Whew, let me look up that label again. And again, I am using the Aero-Flex Universal Trimmer Upgrade. Aero-Flex Universal Trimmer Upgrade. I love it. Works great. I'm not going to have to buy any goats. Whew. Hopefully won't put any more holes in my siding. If I do, I'll be in big trouble. But I'm gonna go do some weed eating. Whootee-hoo! Whootee-hoo! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Whoteewho channel. There'll be more videos coming your way soon.